Okay, so has inventory actually exceeded year over year for the first time in 18 months? The answer is yes. And are the doom and gloomers right? Are they saying, oh my gosh, this is our market shift? This is what's going to change. This is going to be the mayhem and bedlam. It's going to become a buyer's market? Maybe. Maybe not. You're going to have to wait a couple of minutes just to find out. So remember to subscribe. Click the bell to make sure that you're alerted when you get real-time updates. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty. Yes, the battery in my microphone died, so well, we're doing it again. So we're going to go through a quick update, and we're going to, more importantly, understand, is this a big deal? The media is going to be reporting this. How important is the fact that we are now 0.9 months of more inventory year over year versus before? So again, remember, subscribe, click the bell, ask your questions. Remember, we get back to you in about 30 minutes. It's a fun Sundays, but the best part is it's free and you get great information. So let's get showing the road. Let's talk about this a little bit. Now, if you've been sticking with our show and watching us weekly, well, at least once or twice a month, since it's done every Saturday, you will know that this number here is really not a big deal at all, because when we have been looking at prior months, so let's go back to January. In January, we were like, 42% less inventory. You might say, holy smokes, that's a big difference compared to this. No, it's not, because remember, in January, we were still comparing a non-aggressive month or non-aggressive year, 2019, to 2020. And that inventory hadn't started to make that shift yet as far as the drawdown, because 2020 became a real crazy market. And you might remember when we said, hey, when we get into the May, June, we're going to start to see that number go from 49, 42, 48, 52. And I said you might actually see it flip, where we actually have more inventory year over year than what we did, historically. Okay, because now we're comparing a crazy year to a crazy year. Okay, not unexpected. So this was predicted. There you go. So the key thing is, when we talk about 0.9, not even 1%, 0.9%, that's only 69 homes. And really, that happened in the last week, because on Fridays are the largest day to list your home for sale. It just is. You actually statistically have a far greater chance of selling your home in the first 7 days if you list on a Friday than any other day of the week. Who would have thought? Anyway, so last week, if you didn't watch last week, let me pull this up in real quick. So last week, you can see that we had 1,019, right there, right? 1,019 new listings coming on market, and we had 700 more on top of that, 1,700 homes. Pending was 1,677 and sold was 1,409. Now, remember we talked about the seasonality of real estate, and basically from about mid-August, mid to late August, to about mid to late September, we kind of had our seasonal slowdown. Well, we experienced that. And some overpriced homes, well, they didn't sell. Other well-priced homes sold very quickly, as planned, because we still have a huge issue with inventory. So, for those of you, we have 0.6 months of inventory. A healthy market has 4 to 6 months of inventory. So if I have a bucket called the Northwest MLS, and all the real estate agents put their information in this bucket, and I put a lid on it, in this bucket, then I should have 4 to 6 months of inventory to sell before I run out of inventory. Right now we're at 0.6 months of inventory, half of 1 month. So this number here, that is really negligible. This number here, this is consistent with where we should be each week. This number, well, it dropped down just a tad bit. Why? Well, because the prior week there weren't hardly any homes. So there's that little bit of lag, okay? Next week, this will probably be up again, and so will the sales. So when we take a look at the actual numbers year over year, New homes coming on market is 11% year over year. Again, these numbers are now consistent. Crazy market to crazy market, all right? Pended are up 9.9%, solds are 19.5% year over year. If we just take a look at the same month, okay, September 1 through September 10th, for all of those listening today is September 11th. Today is a day of remembrance, and our hearts go out to all of the families, all of the first responders, everybody that is involved, and as a nation we were affected. Our condolences to everybody out there, and may the apathy not strike again for us, and that we stay on top of things as we should. Hopefully. All right, my political statement for the day. All right, when we take a look at month over month, or the same month, 2020 versus 2021, again, sure, 0.9 months of inventory more, which is good. New on market is only up 5.7%. Sales, pended and sold, are both down, both up 3.1% and 6.2%. In 2020, we didn't have that because we were locked down. 2021, we were let out. And so we have the normal slowdown, people going on vacations, people getting back into school, students getting back into school. You know, you've got that adjustment. It is a normal seasonal slowdown. Is it starting to pick up again? Sure. We said mid to late September is when we start to see that uptick, and then we start to coast off, you know, around Thanksgiving, but really the middle of December really kind of falls off. But, you know, right around Thanksgiving it starts to taper off as we head into the holidays. Expected, normal, seasonal, all right? Now, when we talk about the mortgage rates, every day, they're popping up. When I was chatting with Dan Golden at Cornerstone or Juliana at Qualstar Credit Union, everybody agrees that our rates are just going to bubble along between now and the end of the year. Between now and Q2 of next year, second quarter, we should anticipate seeing our rates probably getting closer to about 3.5%. That's going to be expected. As the Fed start pulling back from buying mortgage-backed securities, or their technical word is a taper off purchasing. Remember, all of the loans that are made are bundled together by Fannie and Freddie. They're repackaged, called a mortgage-backed security. They're sold out on the open market, and the Feds have been buying them. Okay, as they've reduced that, that's going to lower the bond return in the market, or the mortgage-backed securities of the Treasury, and so interest rates are inverse of that. They will start to go up ever so slightly. And it's a balancing act, but it's going to happen. Okay, and they let us know, and I think that's part of what we're seeing here. Even though 1.2 or 0.125 is a small bump, right? These rates are still pretty amazing, all things considered. All right. When we come over, Feds are going to start tapering off on mortgage-backed securities. We are seeing our normal real estate cycle. Do not be drawn into things. Just understand this is business as usual. Rates, again, we're going to see them continue at this level through through January. So you guys should be good to go. Homes that are overpriced, hey, great opportunity for buyers out there because they're going to be more flexible. They didn't sell their home in 7 to 10 days, and therefore there's no multiple offers, or at least reduced, and that means a better advantage for a buyer. For a seller, if you're coming on market, do not overprice yourself. Just a recommendation. All right, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Hope you enjoyed this market update. No, we are not seeing a market shift. No, we're not seeing the doom and gloomers being successful here, thankfully. And if you have any questions, write us, subscribe, let us know what you think so that we know how to be better. In the meantime, you guys have a great weekend. Take care.